The top 4 killers at work sites are falling from heights, being struck by falling objects, being struck by machinery, and electrocution. In fact, fatal accidents in the construction industry are on the rise. Just look at the trend. Although more workers die in construction sites than in any other industry, the other industries also suffer. Factories and shipbuilding industries also experience significant number of workplace accidents. These lives need not have been lost if basic safety requirements had been followed. Many accidents happen because safety rules and regulations are ignored. But accidents can be prevented if safe practices and precautions are followed. If everyone at a construction site takes the proper safety precautions, there will be a safer, more productive work environment for all. Therefore, all those present at work sites should be on constant guard against industrial safety hazards. One of the basic precautions is good housekeeping. This can help prevent accidents. Good housekeeping means putting things in their proper place. Good housekeeping also helps to prevent fires at sites. Sources of ignition should be kept clear from all combustible materials. Stairways should be kept clear to prevent tripping. Keeping the work area tidy prevents workers from tripping and slipping. Sharp objects left lying around a worksite are unsafe. It is an accident waiting to happen. And it does. This accident could have been prevented if basic safety control measures had been followed. A major source of danger is falling objects. Debris, concrete blocks and bricks are the more common types of falling objects. Paying attention to some basic rules can help minimize risks. This site supervisor has forgotten a very basic safety precaution, and so falling objects can easily injure him. He was lucky, but others weren't. Every year, workers are killed by falling objects, a needless loss of life. Accidents can be prevented if good housekeeping practices are followed in the first place. Remember, a clean worksite is a safe worksite. While on site, every worker should wear a full set of protective gear, safety belt, safety helmet and boots. The helmet must be worn correctly. Without proper head protection, a heavy blow will cause serious damage to the worker's head. This could cause concussion, skull fracture, or even death. Where workers are exposed to falling objects, overlay nets and overhead shelters should be installed. Openings should be covered up, as materials can fall through and hurt someone below. Materials should also be placed away from the edges of the building. Platforms on scaffolds must have toe boards to prevent objects from falling over. Materials must not be thrown from heights, but disposed down the chute. This disposal should be carried out at a designated time and place. Overlay of screening nets surrounding the building also help protect workers from falling objects. Another safety situation concerns working at heights, which is common at construction sites. During building work, workers have to move or work near the edges of buildings, floor openings and open lift shafts. If safety precautions are not followed, workers will be exposed to unnecessary hazards. In a given year, the number of workers who fall to their deaths account for around half of all the fatalities at construction sites. This makes falling from heights the #1 killer in construction sites. Such accidents can be prevented if workers take precautions and minimize the risks they take on the job. This worker, for example, has put himself in a very dangerous position. He is working at height without any protection. Take a look at this. This worker is in an unsafe position. The edge of the building where he is working is not barricaded. What is worse, the working platform is also not safe. It is too narrow and not properly secured to the scaffolding. and this could lead to big trouble if the plank is not secured. To prevent yourself from being another statistic, keep yourself safe by always wearing a safety belt and making sure it is anchored securely before you start work at any place where you are liable to fall. Openings and floors should be barricaded or covered up to prevent accidents. Scaffold supervisors should also ensure that there is proper scaffolding put in place, and this has to be checked and maintained. Workers should not tamper with the scaffold or it could result in the weakening of the structure. Platforms at intervals provide easy access to the workplace. The open sides must be safely barricaded. Using only tapes or thin ropes is not acceptable. An effective barrier has a guardrail which is 1.1 meters in height and should be strong and rigid enough to withstand a 50-kilogram force load. It should also feature a mid-rail. In addition to the barricades, the platform should have a proper toe board to prevent materials from rolling off the edge. The working platforms should be safe and properly constructed. This can be done by making them from deckings that are strong and of sufficient width. The decking should be secured properly, and as a further safety measure, those at the edge can be painted in bright colors to warn workers. Safety in work sites is the concern of everyone. Employers should provide a safe workplace for their workers, while architects and engineers should keep worker safety in mind during the design process. And workers themselves should adopt a safe working attitude and not put their lives and limbs at risk. There are rules and regulations in place to ensure safety in work sites, and the Ministry of Manpower conducts frequent inspections at construction sites to enforce safety rules and regulations. The Ministry frequently issues reminders about the importance of safety management and provides resources on how to improve safety situations in work sites. Where necessary, stop work orders will be issued for unsafe sites that pose imminent danger to workers. But ultimately, safety on site depends on everyone. Accidents cause pain and misery to the injured. When workers are killed, no amount of money can make up for the trauma and suffering of loved ones. Everyone must play their part to prevent accidents. Hazards such as falling from height and falling objects can be eliminated easily. Provision of a safe place of work is necessary for the prevention of accidents. Everyone must have the right attitude to safety. Safe work practices must always be followed. Construction sites need not be dangerous. All work can be done safely. Everyone must do his part to achieve this. Remember, safety is the concern of everyone.